Hello, I'm Jeff Meyers, and welcome to Elgin Today. On this edition, a huge crowd of 800 or so gather at Festival Park as part of Elgin's National Night Out and a citywide block party. One of the highlights of the night, Elgin Police Commander Dan O'Shea's landing of the police helicopter at Festival Park. The 28th Annual Cemetery Walk will take place Sunday, September 27th at Bluff City Cemetery. We will get details from co-chairs Laura and Steve Stroud and hear from the Elginite who will portray the character of the founder of Elgin, James T. Gifford. The director of Illinois Office of Tourism, Corey Jobe, came to Elgin to talk about record-breaking numbers statewide for visitors and visitors to Elgin. And Mr. Jobe also had a chance to see the Riverside Drive Promenade while he was here. Mayor David Kaptain's segment comes from the backyard of this beautiful home at 1183 North Cedar Street, one of the homes on this year's historic Elgin House Tour. The mayor's guest includes from the House Tour Committee, Bill Briska. We will get information from Parks and Recreation Director Randy Riopel about an annual fundraising event for Youth Scholarship Fund. And Randy will tell us about some of the great new workout equipment that has just been installed at the center of Elgin. We'll have these stories and more on this edition of Elgin Today. Elgin's National Night Out began in the traditional way with a photo at the Elgin Police Facility. Then it was off for the dignitaries to block parties. We traveled to 310 North Spring, where we saw both the current and past rope officer for this neighborhood.
My name's Sergeant Ken Erickson. I was in this rope house a few years before Officer Heather Farrell joined in, and to see the community continue to grow, to continue to come together is really thrilling for us. It's the thing that we need to do to get involved and to build ourselves as a community. And we're doing it, it's going great.
Oh, certainly Elgin leads the nation in that community policing like that, don't they?
I sure think so. It's definitely one of the top ones in the state of Illinois, and it's something we're proud of. And I tell the guys all the time, there's nothing more important than kids and community.
From that block party to a citywide block party, we traveled to Festival Park with a great crowd on hand. Sherry Aschenbrenner, Community Outreach Specialist for the Elgin Police Department, tells us what we're seeing.
If there's not a party in your neighborhood, then you come down here to Festival Park. So last year was our pilot, and it was a little small. This year is double. It is double because we've had a lot of requests for it. Food trucks this year, 5 of them. We've got, 14, 15 vendor tables here behind us. We got the SWAT teams out here. At 6:45, the K-9 dog is going to do a demonstration. At 7:20, we got a helicopter flying in. I mean, we're doing it up big, Jeff.
And right on cue, a helicopter appeared in the sky over Festival Park. The pilot, Elgin Police Commander Dan O'Shea, had everyone watching as he landed and told Elgin Today this after he touched down on National Night Out and the citywide block party.
Well, we try to please the crowd.
Tell me where this is housed all the time.
This one is housed out at Rockford Airport, and then we have other ones similar to it up at Waukegan Airport.
And how do you use it here in Elgin?
We use them for searching for missed and lost people, kids. If we're looking for a subject that's wanted for something, we can use it for traffic, aerial reconnaissance for traffic control, like if we're trying to do a traffic study. So we call and Air One will come out and help us out.
You've been with the force how long?
I've been with Elgin since 1999.
And you've been flying how long?
Since 2007.
Well, you look at the crowd. You got a crowd here. Take a look, Laura.
Kids are
The crowd's ready to go, so we don't want to hold you up. So congratulations. You made a big splash in your entrance.
Excellent. We like to please.
Thanks, Commander.
All right. Have a great night.
We did get quite a reaction from 3 young members of the crowd after the helicopter had landed.
Wow!
And before we left National Night Out, we learned about an educational display, one of the main attractions on the night, as Jan Monell, early childhood supervisor at the center of Elgin, told us more about it.
Safety Town is our Parks and Rec program that we do during the summer. We run a Safety Town camp. The kids come for a whole week, every day, Monday through Friday, for about 2 hours every day, and they learn about safety awareness. So that will range from water safety, poison safety, pedestrian safety, bike safety, fire safety, a lot of safety topics, obviously. So this is the town you see right now.
And finally, amongst those in the crowd, the Harlan family of Elgin, which included young Samantha and the family Pooch, who had a good time. Desiree and I next year right here, National Night Out. Next we go to Bluff City Cemetery to hear about an event that always takes place the last Sunday in September since 1988.
We're really excited to produce the 28th annual cemetery walk on September 27th, Sunday, at Bluff City Cemetery from 11 to 3. The cost would be $10 for advanced and members, $12 the day of. Children 12 and under free. It's an absolutely beautiful place. We refer to it as a park. It has wildlife. We even have deer running through here, and we have beautiful, beautiful old monuments that go way back to the 1800s. So it's a lovely place. It's not spooky, and we don't do anything spooky. We like to let Elginites know about those people that came here before us. Cemetery Walk is produced by the Elgin Area Historical Society Museum, or we now refer to it as the Elgin History Museum. And this is a fundraiser, and we are very honored, Steve and I, to be able to have a part in this.
6 characters will be portrayed by actors as co-chair Steve Stroud tells us more.
First of all, James T. Gifford. Most of you know who he was. We're also doing Bernard Hagelow, a bartender, bar owner, saloon keeper here in Elgin. Emmeline Borden, the wife of Gail Borden. She's been ignored pretty much, but Gail Borden gets all the press. We're going to show you the holding vault, where during the winters it was too cold to dig a grave, and they would keep the remains in the holding vault for the duration. We're doing the Schofields. Schofield owned a wonderful house that became the first Gail Borden Library. So we're tying library together in this.
My name is Mike Delahoy, and I am a character this year at the 28th Annual Cemetery Walk here at beautiful Bluff City Cemetery. This year I have been tagged to portray James T. Gifford, who was the founder of Elgin and arrived here on April the 3rd, 1835, which is also the day that is recognized that Elgin was formed. I came from upstate New York and arrived here in Elgin with my brother Hezekiah, and we together began what is now known as Elgin, Illinois. I was a visionary in the fact that I knew Elgin existed long before I ever left New York. A devout Puritan and Congregationalist, we used to sing a hymn from the Musica Sacra, or the Sacred Music Hymnal, a song about Elgin. So each and every time I heard the word Elgin, music would fall upon my ears, and I knew that if I had the opportunity, I would be able to discover a town that had no name, and it would be immediately referred to as Elgin.
A food trucks for tourism event put on by the Elgin Area Convention and Visitors Bureau was part of a day which saw the Director of Illinois Tourism come to our city. He came with information about another record-breaking year for the state's tourism industry and was introduced at Elgin Art Space by a member of the City Council.
Yes, I got to represent the mayor, the city council, and all of our city on behalf of Elgin for the tourism industry here.
The tourism director being introduced, he was very excited about Elgin, wasn't he?
Yes, I think our visitors and tourism agency here did a good job in helping him to understand what the unique benefits Elgin has, including our Halloween event and our beautiful art, etc. So I think this was the first opportunity for him to come to Elgin, or this particular road show. So that was interesting, that we're getting ourselves on the map.
Well, Elgin is always important. The Fox River Valley is a key component, key partner in terms of our overall tourism strategy. This was a record-breaking year for the tourism industry, not only here in the Fox River Valley, but also across the entire state.
And certainly that Nightmare on Chicago Street you made mention has really become popular.
Well, it's the special events, the fairs, the festivals, the youth sporting events that really show a great return on investment for our industry. So we encourage our partners at the Convention and Visitor Bureau, the art space here, to continue to create those type of events, because those special events draw and attract additional visitors. And I always say those visitors put their heads in a bed and their butts in a seat, so they're generating hotel motel tax revenues, sales tax revenues, and motor fuel tax revenues for not only the city of Elgin and the surrounding communities, but all across the state of Illinois.
Talk about getting in a seat. The Grand Victoria Casino has moved into great concerts that you mentioned.
Well, the Great Concert Series, it's I hear there's a new economic impact study going to be released very soon. Those are important things that continue to diversify the market here in the community. And so that's what I love about the tourism industry in the state. It's such a diverse face for our industry.
The director was able to enjoy a hot dog, and Kimberly Bless, the president and CEO of the Elgin Area Convention and Visitors Bureau, was able to show the director Elgin's promenade along Riverside Drive, and we got this reaction.
Well, I thought it was fantastic. The recreational opportunities with the bike trail is amazing. I mean, right there on the Fox River. What a great way to spend the day with your family and explore the Fox River Valley.
It's time now for our segment with Mayor David Kaptain, and it's a beautiful day to be outside.
It's beautiful, Jeff. Good morning, and with us is Bill Briska today. This is the Mayor's segment. We always talk about things that are uniquely Elgin, and we look very proudly at our history and the history of our community, and a big part of that is the Historic House Walk. This year's the 34th year of the Historic House Walk, and Bill's been involved with them from the very first, correct?
No, not from the first, but for about since 1997.
Okay, so he's been around a long time with this, and we're going to talk about what the House Walk means to Elgin and the other things that have spun off of that. And everything's a little bit thematic, and this year the theme is smaller homes, smaller historic homes. Today we're in the backyard at 1183 North Cedar Street. A beautiful backyard and a beautiful home. Different from last year, Bill, and how does this different from last year's House Walk?
Well, last year's House Walk featured 3 huge mansions and 3 very good-sized homes. Those were the homes of Elgin's business and professional elite. So this year what we're doing is we're going into a little bit smaller houses that were constructed in the 1920s, 30s, and 40s for professionals and for businessmen and for people that were in the trades. And these were great starter homes then, and they still are, and they're great homes to finish up in life. Beautiful homes, well maintained, and on a scale that's affordable for the common man.
And this garden, we must mention that here at 1183 Cedar is beautiful, isn't it?
Absolutely beautiful, and that's when I talk about things that spun off from the House Walk, they also do a garden walk in Elgin now, and that kind of came the same type of idea where you pay a fee and you walk and you see different backyards. You get to go look in people's backyards, which is always, I'm a gardener, so I love to do that. And the other thing is we do a Christmas walk as well. So there are things that have come out of the House Walk, and they've really kind of led the way. But I think the term House Walk is kind of a misnomer, because it's not just houses. It's a bunch of different types of things that we do here. And Bill can go back and talk about the different types of structures and organizations that have been represented in the House Walk.
A great history. You're kind of the Norman Lear of house tours and walks. 5 spin-offs at least.
No, I give credit to all those people that were inspired by this tour to go off and do other tours. Put Elgin's best foot forward. But we've done 216 separate private residences over the years. We've done 34 public buildings, public, commercial, or religious buildings. And we've done 9 different neighborhoods, and we've done scores of city blocks. Wow. So a good chance to put Elgin's best foot forward, not just the historic districts, but all the good neighborhoods in the central part of the city.
It's great.
So,
and if you're watching, I don't want to interrupt you, but if you're watching early in the month, of course, the event's September 12th.
Yes, right. So if you're watching later in the month,
this is why you give us a history.
Write down for next year. Get ready for next year.
Put on the calendar, Mayor.
Right.
That's correct. And one of the things Bill has talked about as a change that's happened over time was when the first House Walks were homes that were scattered and buildings scattered all over Elgin. So people drove from one house to another. Now they've, a few years ago, they started to cluster them together so people can walk from house to house. And I think it really gives people a better feel for the community. Personally, I love to walk, and you see so much more when you're on foot. And you're going slowly, and you can look at houses and kind of take a peek down their driveway and see what goes on in the backyard. So it offers not just the home that's on the house tour, it offers the houses that surround it as part of the tour as well.
And that's why your walks are so popular as well.
They are, yeah, and I think that, and and people, I've been involved with House Walk for a number of years, and I think people, when there's a house in their neighborhood that's going to be on the House Walk, everybody spruces up a little bit the time before. Your grass is cut, and so you take care of your home as well.
Bill, it has been fun. 50,000 folks, you said, have come over.
Over 50,000 guests.
And many of those, about half of those from another town.
That's what we figure. We have a huge mailing list, over 3,700 people, and about half those people on the list are from out of town.
That's great.
So it brings in a lot of people that don't really know Elgin, takes them back into these intimate little corners of the city where people live, lets them wander these streets, gets to see some of our great architecture and a large variety of architecture here in these fully mature, developed neighborhoods. It's it's a big plus for the city. We want to put the city's best foot forward, and the house tour does it.
The other 5 houses on tour this year on House Walk, can you name them?
Let me check my little memory bank here. Let's see. 310 Cooper, 372 Congdon, 1179, I believe, Prospect Boulevard, and 2 side by side in the next block over, 1171 Bellevue and 1177 Bellevue. So great houses, all of them right up in this neighborhood, and this is a great neighborhood. This is a part that's not been toured in the past. Sure. So we're glad to be here. This is one of Elgin's best kept secrets. This little area up on the north end of Cedar and Logan and in Bellevue. So
you're saying it's the northeast nook of the northeast area.
It is the northeast corner of the northeast neighborhood. Yes, that's right. That's right. It's a great spot. Near the bike path for one thing, near Trout Park, near all the Dundee commercial areas. So walking distance to the local schools, McKinley and Ellis, or Coleman, I mean. So Ellis too, for that matter. So.
Great area, Mayor.
Jeff, I'm going to be a docent this year at 310 Cooper, and one of the things I like to do when they usually put me on the front steps, either the front porch or out on the sidewalk, and so I greet people as they come, and I ask them, "Where'd you come from?" And 2 years ago, I asked a bunch of people and they usually come in groups often, and a group of people came up and said, "Where'd you guys come from?" I said, "We came from Buffalo Grove." Ooh. And I said, why'd you come here? I said, well, our park district advertised it, and they brought a bus down to Elgin. And so people often tell me what a great town this is, and they never knew this kind of architecture was here and that these neighborhoods were here. So Bill's correct that when we bring people in from the outside, they look in Elgin in a different light.
That's great. That's a great story. Ticket prices quickly?
Advance tickets for adults are $15 at our vendors, which are the Jewel Osco on Summit, Jewel Osco on Larkin, the 2 Ace Hardwares in Elgin, the one on Spring Street and the one on Lillian. Those are the Ziegler's Ace Hardwares, and L's Creamery and Cafe in downtown Elgin. $15 in advance for adults, and the day of adults is $20. And the registration will be at the Church of the Brethren General Offices on Dundee Avenue. You can pick up a ticket there on the day of. Or $10 for seniors, that's over 65, and for youths, which are 12 and under.
All right. Well, Bill Briscoe, it's great work you've done, and you're quite the Elgin historian as well. You've got many books. Is he not, Mayor?
He does.
We hear the Alps, the Turnquists, and the Briscoes.
Someday I'll be history.
Yeah, well, could be after this broadcast.
That's right. That's right.
Well, that's great, Mayor. Any final thoughts on that?
And Jeff, yes, I think people should be aware it's rain or shine. Come prepared for the weather, and take a look at the weather forecast. Last year we had a terrible windstorm before the House Walk. The night before, and I was a docent at a house up on Douglas. They had no power in the house. House Walk went on. They got some kerosene lamps out and put them in the basement. And we cleaned up, got the streets cleaned up, and we did it anyway. And it was still very successful.
House Walk of the 1890s, that would have been.
Oh, almost.
Talk about a historic. That was really
put it very much back to that.
Oh, the streets were tore up down Douglas, and the city did a great job cleaning that up.
All right,
Branches
Bill.
were everywhere and did a good job.
Mayor, one quick thought. There's
Yes.
something new along Spring and
Yeah, there is.
Summit.
There's something new on the northeast side, and I think it's worth mentioning, Jeff. We had a discussion at the city council meeting about a four-way stop sign at the corner of Summit, and very important. Signs out there today, and showing that this is an intersection that's really going to be was a hazardous intersection, and fatal accident there, and for the safety of the community, a four-way stop sign was put in. I came through there today and stopped at the stop sign, and it's always there's enough notifications so people now are aware that there's a stop sign, there's a four-way stop there. So hopefully it'll make people safer.
All right, went up August 13th. It did, and it would be at Summit and Spring. All right, well, we appreciate that. The house walk is always fun.
Yes, September 12th. See you there.
In the garden. Thanks, Mayor.
I'll be there.
All right, that's our segment with Mayor David Kaptain. Elgin Today paid a visit to the 7th annual Art and Soul on the Fox event in August to hear from some of the artisans in attendance, including an Elgin resident who has an eye for photography.
I've been doing this since I was about 10, and it just became a passion of mine. I have a little bit different way of looking at things, so people don't always see the same thing that I do when I shoot something. And it gives people a different way of looking at the world around them.
Well, Grant, what's your most proud artwork you have here today?
I don't know, this is one of my favorites, just because it's actually local too. So off of Raymond Street, this bridge. I like to travel, so a lot of them are trip photos, which also is, emotion, memories, and things like that. But trying to sell it is different because if somebody hasn't been there, then they don't really care if you have a picture of Portugal or not, So I try to do a variety of things so I can appeal to the general public.
Good work. And what's your Elgin background? How long have you lived in town?
I've been in Elgin probably about close to 20 years. 25 years. I grew up in St. Charles and moved here.
The co-chair of Art and Soul on the Fox had a booth which she shared with her talented daughter Janina, and also told us information about this year's event.
Great number of booths, but we also have not just the artists here in the booths. This year we brought our Art for All artists into the art space, Elgin Art Space Loft Gallery, as well as the tenants that live there, the artists. So we have their art up there too this year. And then there was the space open at the other corner. So we put art in there, which is also Art for All members and tenants from the Elgin Art Space Lofts.
And an Elgin resident in attendance whose son-in-law had a booth had these thoughts about Elgin and its artistic side.
Oh, I love living in Elgin. There's so much art going on here. There's art on the 8th, there's hem-ins, all kinds of shows, there's Festival Park. There's all kinds of stuff going on. It's a fantastic city.
We're really excited to talk about Beer and Barbecue at Bowes. It's the 5th annual fundraising event for the Youth Scholarship Fund, and this year's event will take place September 12th from 4 to 9 p.m. at a Bowes Creek golf course. And it's set up on the backside of the clubhouse overlooking 18 gorgeous holes of golf. We have a large white tent and great food. If they're a craft beer enjoyer, we're going to have a lot of micro brews that are there, the names that people will recognize. But people that like things that are a little different, we have the home brewers. And again, the Silverado Brew Club will be there and a part of it. They always have new beers for us to taste. And once again, we're going to have the fans' favorite beer tasting contest, or it's a little contest that those Silverado guys have where the fans get to choose their favorite brew for the night. We're going to have kids entertainment from 4 to 6, and at 6 o'clock the band will start up and they'll play through 9. And again, it's a great family-friendly event at a gorgeous setting and going for a very, very worthwhile cause, which is the Elgin Youth Scholarship Fund.
And you have packages for different dollars?
Yeah, there's all different types of packages. What I'd suggest our viewers do is just log on to the city's website, cityofelgin.org. Go on to the Park and Recreation tab, and then they'll see a Beer and Barbecue tab, and they can see all the information, all the packages. They can purchase those tickets online, or else they can purchase them at any one of our 3 golf courses, which is obviously Bowes Creek Golf Course, the Highlands, Wing Park, or also at the center of Elgin. They can also purchase those tickets.
Right. If we miss this event, how could we also contribute to the scholarship fund?
Yeah, the Youth Scholarship Fund is a big part of our Park and Recreation Foundation, And the Park and Rec Foundation also has a place on the city website, and right at that website location for the foundation, there's a tab that you can click on there and make an online donation. And it's great. I tell you, people in Elgin are so generous. We get those routinely throughout the course of the year. I just got emails yesterday of 2 people that went online. They're not always huge donations, but they all count. Last year we put almost 900 kids in recreation programs that otherwise wouldn't have been in recreation programs because of the Youth Scholarship Fund.
Right. Hey, and the workout area, second floor of the center, has a new look.
Yeah, we're really excited about it. A total overhaul of that area, redecoration, but more importantly, all new fitness equipment. And it was great because we actually used our fitness members to help us choose the equipment, to go out and check it out. It's state of the art. I can't wait to use it myself. I haven't gotten in there yet, but as you know, we're just kind of putting up the finishing touches on that. But what was already a great looking facility now is going to be an incredible looking facility with the state of the art equipment and a fresh new look as well.
Let's go back to Festival Park for just a minute, as one of the big draws on National Night Out was this old fire engine representing Fire Bar No. 5 Museum. And we learned of a big event upcoming at the museum.
I'd love to invite everybody out to our open house on September 26th from 11 to 3. We'll have antique engines out for the kids to climb on. The museum's open free of charge. We'll have food and drinks for everybody. We're working on some demonstrations from the fire department as well. So we hope to see everybody out there. Everybody's welcome, including the four-legged friends. We've had a few of those in the past. So we hope to see everybody out there September 26th. From 11 to 3 again, so hope to see everybody there.
That's great. You always have a lot to show, and the kids and everybody loves it.
Oh, yes, we do. We got tons of stuff. We're working on a big lineup this year for everybody. So we will also have our new memorial statue out to show everybody the upcoming firefighter memorial that we're going to be putting out in front of the building. So we hope to see everybody there for that. The firefighter memorial was something that was put together by the retirees back in about *93, and we now have finally gotten a statue after about 25 years together. Right now we're working on our final drawings and final approval so we can go ahead and get it put in the stone. Because as everybody knows, next year, 2017, Elgin's Fire Department turns 150 years old, so we want to have this up and running for that.
Our next story is a throwback story, at least in car form, as a remembrance when the Elgin Road Race, at least in the beginning, was the automobile race for the nation and perhaps the world. A car show took place on Saturday, August 15th, with everyone present enjoying a look at the classic cars and memories.
This is in commemoration of the Elgin Road Races from 1910 until the last one in 1933. The Fox Valley chapter of the Model T Club International honors the road race every year with a parade lap around the original race course here in Elgin, starting at the Sherman West Court Center, and then we go around the race course, but we go backwards, so we do right-hand turns. Well, the road race reenactment began over 40 years ago with the Model T Club, and it was a Model T convention. Guys came from various points around the country to celebrate the Elgin road races that were known but actually not publicized until after that. So our club has been doing this for over 40 years.
3 can't-miss events are upcoming. The first winner of an Elgin Image Award in 2014, the Elgin Fringe Festival, will take place September 17th through the 20th. This will take place downtown with dancing, music, and visual arts. It will have plenty of information about itself at elginfringefestival.com. And upcoming on Saturday, September 26th, the Elgin Short Film Festival will take place at the Hemmons Cultural Center. Be a part of the voting audience for 5 best short films for just $7 a ticket. The Master of Ceremonies, Mike Toomey, well known for his comedy, his voices, and his WGN TV work. And it's in October, but get ready to be another face in the crowd for the Great Really Chicagoland event called Nightmare on Chicago Street right here in Elgin. Information can be found on nightmareonchicagostreet.com. The event will be October 24th from 6 to 11 p.m. It has become a can't-miss event, so we will see you there. Nightmare on Chicago Street. You can learn more about the information you saw here in Elgin today or about city services, programs, and events by going to the Elgin website at www.cityofelgin.org. And now the City of Elgin has a 311 contact center. Elgin 311. Call, click, connect by calling 311, the city's information and request resource. For everyone here at Elgin today, I'm Jeff Meyers. We'll see you next time.